Hello, hello. And to Madam Interpreter, I do not believe that we have any Spanish speakers today. At least that's what I'm seeing on our list. So I believe you may be able to excuse yourself. Oh, we do have one. Okay, who is it? And may we see them first?
Yeah, Ramirez Sanchez Andres.
Thank you.
The interpreter's ready, Your Honor. Good
All right.
morning.
Good morning. More certainty, please.
Muy buenos días, le dice el juez. ¿Me puede decir su nombre?
He's eating. Give him just a second.
I'm sorry.
No problem.
My name is Andres Antonio Ramirez Sanchez.
And you need the Spanish interpreter, sir? We're happy to have her. She's right here.
Of course.
Okay, very good.
Muy bien.
All right, so this is your initial appearance, sir. I'm seeing you on a charge that alleges that you possess a narcotic drug for sale, possess a narcotic drug, and possess drug paraphernalia.
Señor, el día de hoy usted está en su comparecencia inicial y tiene una acusación de tener posesión de un narcótico para ser vendido y también posesión de accesorios de droga.
You are presumed innocent in these allegations, sir. Anything you say about them could be used against you, and you do have the right to remain silent.
Señor, usted tiene el derecho de permanecer callado y se presume que usted es inocente. Cualquier cosa que diga se puede utilizar en su contra.
And you also have the right to remain, you have the right to be represented by an attorney, and that attorney is going to be with the Pima County Public Defender's Office.
Usted también tiene derecho a ser representado por un abogado y le voy a asignar al defensor público del condado de Pima para que lo represente en este asunto.
And in order to prepare for this hearing, I did review the information in the interim, played the information from pretrial and the state's recommendation, which is that I hold you on a $5,000 bond.
Y para prepararme para esta audiencia ya leí y leí la denuncia provisional, la información que me mandó los servicios previos al juicio y también ya leí la recomendación del fiscal que está solicitando que le fije fianza de $5,000.
And Mr. Kaler, anything further?
Your Honor,
Y
given the, my apologies, Madam
Y
Chair.
pregunta el juez que si el señor Keller, el fiscal, tiene algo que agregar.
Your Honor, given the prior conviction for sale or transportation of narcotic drugs and the amount of drugs found in his possession, in this case, I believe a bond is appropriate.
Bueno, dice el señor Keller, dice, dado su señoría la cantidad de narcóticos que el señor tenía en su posesión para transportar y vender, y también siendo que tiene una condena previa, yo pienso que la cantidad que usted le ha impuesto como fianza es apropiada en este caso.
All right, thank you. Ms. Otto?
Judge, if you believe that a bond is appropriate under these circumstances, I do note that he has only a single prior and describes himself as unemployed and homeless. A low bond is all that's going to be needed to secure his appearance, and I ask that you impose no more than a $2,500 bond.
Bueno, dice la abogada defensora, yo solicito, su señoría, que sí, la fianza sí es apropiada bajo las circunstancias, aunque le tengo que decir que los antecedentes penales del señor son de menores. El señor sí expresó que no tiene trabajo y que no tiene hogar. Entonces yo le solicito que le fije una fianza más baja para asegurar que el señor se presente a sus audiencias, no más de $2,500.
All right, thank you. Sir, I am going to release you to the supervision of pretrial services with some additional conditions.
Señor, sí lo voy a liberar el día de hoy, pero usted va a quedar bajo la supervisión de los servicios previos al juicio y tiene que cumplir con ciertas condiciones.
They are as follows. You cannot possess or consume any alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons.
Usted no puede poseer o consumir bebidas alcohólicas, no puede tampoco poseer ni consumir drogas ilegales y no puede poseer armas de fuego.
And additionally, you may not return to Anza and Catalina Park.
Y adicionalmente, usted no puede regresar a ANSA y al Catalina Park.
Do you understand that, sir?
¿Le
Yes.
queda claro, señor? Yes.
Yes. Okay. And so I'm setting your next court date. It's going to be a preliminary hearing. That's going to be on August 5th, 1:30 in the afternoon.
Voy a fijar su próxima audiencia, que es una audiencia preliminar, el día 5 de agosto a la 1:30 de la tarde.
You must come back to that court date, or you must come back to future court dates, sir, I should say, because if you don't do that, a warrant will issue for your arrest and you will find yourself back in custody.
Señor, usted tiene que presentarse a todas las audiencias que se le fijen en un futuro. Si usted no se presenta a esas audiencias, voy a emitir una orden de arresto para que lo arresten y usted va a terminar otra vez encarcelado.
So please stay in contact with your attorney at the public defender, sir, and they can talk with you more about everything that's coming up in the next few weeks, okay?
Le pido por favor que se mantenga en comunicación con su abogado, con el defensor público, para que le dé información de todo lo que está pasando en su caso. ¿Está bien?
Yes.
All right, thanks, sir. You're
Yeah.
excused.
Gracias, señor. Se puede retirar por hoy. And Your Honor, may the interpreter be excused?
Yes, you may. Thank you very much. Have a good rest of your day.
You too, Your Honor. Thank you so much.
Good morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
Albert Francisco.
All right, Mr. Francisco, this is your initial appearance, and I'm seeing you on different charges that have been transferred over from the juvenile court. They are armed robbery with a deadly weapon, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument, aggravated robbery, discharging a firearm in the city limits, and being a minor while carrying a firearm. And you are presumed innocent of all these allegations, sir. Anything you say about them could be used against you. And you do have the right to remain silent. You do also have the right to be represented by an attorney. Just a second. And the Pima County Public Defender's Office is going to be your attorney, sir. So you're going to get information on how to get in touch with him. Miss Otto is seated to your left today. She's going to help you out for the purpose of this morning's hearing. And in order to prepare for this hearing, I did consider the information that was provided in the juvenile transfer paperwork. However, there was no probable cause statement included. I know that's not required for this hearing, but that information would be helpful to me as it relates to whether or not he ought to be held in a juvenile facility or the adult jail, assuming that he is held. So, Mr. Kaler, I'm going to ask you to supply that information to the extent that you may know it. I don't mean to put you on the spot there, but I'm looking for a little more information as to what is alleged to have occurred. I also reviewed the information from pretrial services and the state's recommendation, which is that I hold you on a $75,000 cash and secured bond. So, Mr. Kaler, I will start with you, sir. Is there anything else you'd like me to know?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Francisco, with some with other individuals, let me just pull up the document so that I can recall it accurately, Your Honor. One moment. Your Honor, Mr. Francisco and some other individuals who are co-defendants in this case took a box of alcohol from a Marathon store. There was a struggle over some items. Mr. Francisco produced a firearm, pointed at the victim, and then discharged the firearm, striking the building behind the victim. The victim was not struck by firearm, and then he and one of the co-defendants left the area in a vehicle. So, Your Honor, given that allegation, his possession of a firearm, his use of that firearm in a robbery, his discharge of that firearm at the victim, I believe the $75,000 bond is appropriate. I believe, given his, despite his age, Your Honor, I think given the violent conduct here, I believe housing at the county jail may be appropriate. So, Your Honor, given all that, we are asking for a $75,000 bond.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Otto.
Can I have just one moment more with Mr. Francisco?
Yes, absolutely.
So, Judge, I ask that you release Mr. Francisco to pretrial services. He has stable housing with his godfather named DJ Francisco on Ajo Way. It's not with his parents because his mother passed away. He only turned 16 in March of 2026. He wants to re-enroll in school. He does have asthma. He is he has 0 felony referral history, as the court is aware. Mr. Francisco would prefer to be housed in the juvenile unit at the jail rather than at juvenile detention if the court chooses to hold him. But I do ask that you release him to pretrial services. If the court decides to impose a bond so that he be held, I'd ask that you impose only a minor bond here for all the reasons that I've already outlined.
All right, thank you. Given the information that's before the court has believed that a $60,000 cash or secured bond is appropriate, so that is what is imposed. And then turning with some additional conditions that I'll talk about in a second, but first things first, as it relates to the finding that the court must make under Rule 7.7D of the Rules of Criminal Procedure. The court does believe that it is appropriate for Mr. Francisco to be housed at the adult jail, given the allegations, including the fact that a firearm was brandished and discharged ostensibly toward a person, though missing that person. The court finds the danger associated with that allegation, while absolutely presumed innocent of it, could suggest that Mr. Francisco could potentially pose a risk to other juveniles in a juvenile facility. Also, the court notes that Mr. Francisco's preference is to be housed in the adult jail. That's not really what's winning the day as far as the court's decision on being housed in the adult jail, but the court does note that he has some agency as far as that's concerned. So in any event, that takes care of that part of it. And then conditions, should you post a bond, sir, and get out of custody, they include that you possess no firearms or weapons, you consume no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs, you have no contact whatsoever with the alleged victims, you do not go back to the incident location, the convenience store where this is alleged to have happened. I'm setting a preliminary hearing that's going to be on July 27th at 1:30 in the afternoon. Please stay in contact with your attorney at the public defender's office, sir, because they can talk with you more about everything else that's going on. And in the event that you post that bond, you will be supervised by pretrial services. So please comply with any monitoring or treatment that they ask you to comply with. And that should take care of it, sir. Other than to let you know that if you do post a bond and you get out of custody, you must come back to future court dates, because if you do not do that, a warrant will issue for your arrest, and you will probably find yourself back in custody. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Have a good day. Oh, yeah, I'll do that. All right. All right, fine. Yeah, take your time. Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
Yep, no problem.
Your Honor, it does show Mr. Arturo Ramirez as out of the facility, but he has returned, so we're gonna be doing it next.
Thank you. We can take care of that. Appreciate the heads up.
Thank you. Judge, he does have an APO hold.
Okay, thank you for the heads up on that. Good morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
Arturo Ramirez.
All right, Mr. Ramirez, this is your initial appearance. I am seeing you on charges that allege that you committed aggravated assault on a police officer, 2 counts of that, and then a 3rd count of aggravated assault on a police officer, and then possession of drug paraphernalia and criminal trespass. Those last 2 charges are misdemeanor in nature. As to all these charges, sir, you are presumed innocent. Anything you say about these matters could be used against you, and you do have the right to remain silent. You do also have the right to be represented by an attorney, and that's going to be the Pima County Public Defender's Office. In order to prepare for this hearing or review the information from the state, which is requesting a $2,500 bond, the information from pretrial, and the interim complaints. And Mr. Kaler, anything further you'd like to add to your request? The court notes that probation holds, so no matter what I do, he will remain in custody.
Nothing additional, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Otto.
Judge, I ask that you impose a $500 bond so that he gets credit. His mom is willing to offer him some transport, it looks like, and that's what I got.
Thank you. All right, the court is going to impose the $2,500 bond that is requested. It's going to be a cash or secured bond. Mr. Ramirez, because you have the probation hold, if you were to post that bond, you will probably remain in custody anyways. So just to be advised of that. I'm also ordering that you consume or possess no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs, possess no firearms or weapons, have no contact whatsoever with any of the alleged victims. I'm setting a preliminary hearing. That's going to be on July 27th at 1:30 in the afternoon. Please stay in contact with your attorney at the Public Defender's Office because they can talk with you more about all that and what else it is that you need to have discussions about. And so one last thing, and then we're done, is that you must come back to future court dates, sir, because if you don't do that, you will get a warrant for your arrest. You can find yourself back in custody. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You got it. Have a good day.
Judge apparently has Tucson City matters.
Oh, he does. Just a second. Do we have city? Hang on. I'm getting the files. My apologies. Yeah. You. Yep. All right. So I do have a file. Thank you for the heads up on that. Do have a file out of Tucson City Court that alleges that you, well, it involves the 2 misdemeanors that I previously mentioned, the allegation of criminal trespass in the 2nd degree and possession of drug paraphernalia. I am going to release you on that with the understanding that you still have the hold. However, I'm going to set what's called a non-transport review and appoint counsel for you that will have, it will lead to you having an attorney on each of your cases. Given that you've got 2 cases in 2 different courthouses, it'll help coordinate things to have an attorney on each side. And that's going to be the City Public Defender's Office that will be representing you. If you do get out of custody, sir, you're ordered to not return to the incident location and possess, consume no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs. And that takes care of it. Other than everything I said about failing to appear and getting a warrant, that's all true for the city court case too. However, they could actually take you to trial in your absence on that one if you were to not show up to future court dates. If you were convicted at that trial and could not be sentenced within 90 days of that conviction because you were not present to be sentenced, you could lose the ability to appeal that conviction. Do you understand that, sir?
Sir.
All right, thanks. Go ahead.
Can you repeat the date for that?
Yeah. I don't think yeah, it's October, I'm sorry, it's August 14th. That's August 14th at 9 o'clock in the morning.
What's the charges for that?
That was criminal trespass.
Yeah.
Thank you. A wonderful day.
I'm not gonna do it here instead of.
Yeah.
Good morning. Please tell me.
There's a very
Madam, this is ordinance appearance. I'm seeing you on some different things, I believe. Just a second. Yes, I'm seeing you on a matter out of Pima County Justice Court. I'm also seeing you on a matter out of Tucson City Court. As to the Justice Court matter, that alleges that you committed theft in the way of shoplifting. That's alleged to have happened yesterday about 3:15 in the afternoon. And then, let's see. I'm also seeing you on a petition to revoke probation out of Tucson City Court, alleging that you violated the terms of your probation as it relates to a disorderly conduct ×2 and an assault ×2, so 4 counts that were DV in nature that you may have been held probation for. As to all of those things, you're presumed innocent, and anything you say about them could be used against you, and you do have the right to remain silent. And as it relates to the Justice Court matter, I am going to release you on that with the condition that you must come back to court. Your next court date is going to be an arraignment, and that's going to be on Monday, August 11th, and that's going to be at 9 o'clock in the morning in Pima County Justice Court. As to that, I'm ordering that you possess and consume no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs. Do not go back to the, looks like it may have been the Goodwill store there on Fort Lowell near Dodge, where this is alleged to happen. Please don't go back there. And let's see, that will take care of that. And then we're going to move to the city matter. And on the city matter, I'm going to hold you on a bond on that, given the allegation that you violated the terms of your probation as it relates to this DV matter. It's going to be a $250 cash or secured bond. And just a second. Additionally, I am ordering that you have no contact with the alleged victim. Do not go to the victim's residence, place of work. Appointing the city public defender to represent you. Your next court date on that is going to be a video review. That's going to be on the 24th, so that's next Friday at 1:45 in the afternoon. And that takes care of it as to that, other than to let you know, ma'am, that if you don't come back to court, you could get a warrant for your arrest on these matters. So it's important you do that. And yeah, that takes care of it. Have a good rest of your day.
Brim. And out there, go expect the question.
Morning, sir. Please tell me your name.
Stephen Peter Brim.
Brim, I got a handful of files for you here. So let's start with the new matter. So that alleges that you possess drug paraphernalia. That's alleged to happen yesterday about 5:30 in the afternoon. And then moving on to different matters, we have mostly city court files of what we got to talk about today. That alleges that you violated the terms of your probation as it relates to a domestic violence related charge, and there's also failures to appear in relation to various other matters, mostly involving general soliciting, criminal trespass in the 3rd degree, possession of drug paraphernalia, multiple counts of each of those. On all these things, sir, you are presumed innocent. Anything you say about them could be used against you, and you do have the right to remain silent. Starting with the Justice Court matter, I am going to release you on that one and set your next court date. Give me just a second. As an arraignment, and that's going to be on August 11th. It's going to be 9 o'clock in the morning in Pima County Justice Court. It's on your promise to appear, sir, so you got to come back to court for that. No alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs, and that takes care of that. And we're going to move on to the city matters. And on those, I'm going to hold you given the number of files that we're looking at today and the failure to appear history, sir. As to the petition to revoke probation, I'm going to waive reading of the petition, enter denials on your behalf as it relates to any and all allegations. You're presumed innocent of that allegation as well. The fact that you are alleged to have violated your probation. You have a say in that, of course. And going to appoint you an attorney on that, sir. And it's going to be the city public defender. And as to one bond for all the city court cases, that's going to be a $500 cash or secured bond. So that covers all of the city court files you have. And ordering that you possess, consuming alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs, do not go back to the incident locations where these are alleged to have occurred. No contact of any kind with the alleged victim, and do not go to the alleged victim's residence or place of work. Your next court date is going to be a video review. That's going to be on July 24th, so next Friday at 1:45 in the afternoon. And that should take care of it, sir, other than to let you know that if you do not come back to court on these matters, you could get a warrant for your arrest. So it's important that you do that. Additionally, trial as to the non-probation matters could go forward in your absence in the city court cases. So they could take you to trial if you didn't show up. And if you were convicted at that trial without being there and could not be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you would lose your ability to appeal that conviction. Do you understand that, sir? All right, thank you. Have a good day. Yes. Oh, can you do ROR on it? Yeah.
Out there.
Morning, sir. Please tell me your name. Are you Mr. Cañas?
Yes, Juba Gunners.
All right, very good. So this is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on a matter that's at a Central Canal Justice Courts in Coolidge. Looks like you failed to appear in relation to a allegation that you were driving under the influence. So let's see. If I release you on that, sir, will you come back to court up there?
Yeah, we're,
All right.
that's,
Take a look at something. Yeah, so I'm going to release you on this, sir. Your next court date is going to be an arraignment, or it's case management conference, excuse me. That's going to be on August 4th at 9 o'clock in the morning in Coolidge. So you got to get up to Coolidge on August 4th. That's going to be on a Tuesday. And if you don't do that, sir, you're just going to get another warrant for your arrest. These are not going away until you get up there and you take care of business on the case, whatever direction you elect to go. So I am ordering that you not to drive without a valid driver's license and you not to consume any alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs. Are you willing to follow those conditions as well?
yes, sir.
So with that said, I'm going to release you. Like I said, you got to get up to Coolidge for that court date on August 4th. And that takes care of it, sir. You are excused. Thank you.
Lardy.
Thank you all. You all gonna stand.
Morning, sir.
Right.
Actually, I'm sorry. Can we get Mr. Cañas back? I missed a DV case on him. We can do this gentleman first, but I did not catch that he has a Tucson City case. My apologies on that. And are you Mr. Gallardi, sir, there?
Yes.
All right, very good. So we'll take care of you real quick and then we'll go from there. So this is your initial appearance, sir. I'm seeing you on a charges that allege that you committed criminal trespass in the second degree and false reporting to law enforcement. If I release you, sir, will you come back to court?
Yes, sir.
It's important that you do that because if you do not do that, you're going to get a warrant for your arrest. I'm going to set your next court date. And it's going to be for an arraignment. So that's going to be on August 11th. That's a Tuesday, August 11th, 9 o'clock in the morning in Pima County Justice Court. And let's see, it'll be released on your promise to appear. I'm ordering that you just come back to court. It's just on your promise to appear, sir. If you don't come back to court, you're going to get a warrant for your arrest, could get rearrested again. So that's bad. And that takes care of it, sir. You should be out of the jail in a couple hours, all right?
Your Honor, he does have a superior court hold.
Take this for a second.
Sorry. So bad news. I'm still going to release you on this. Unless, Ms. Otto, do you think, would you like a nominal bond? I'm inclined to still release him on this with the understanding that he's still going to be held in.
Give him a $5 bond.
Okay, I'll do that. That will help give you time credit, sir. So I'm going to do a $5 bond in this matter, just so that You get time credits so that, justice court sooner if that's something that you have a preference in doing. You, of course, have the right to take it to trial and do whatever you'd like to do on it. So in light of that $5 bond, I'm changing your court date. It's going to be to the 17th, which is tomorrow at 1 p.m. And that's going to be for a video review. If you're still in custody, which it sounds like you will be because of the Superior Court hold, you're going to be seen on video for that. And because I'm holding you on a bond, I'm going to appoint you an attorney. And that attorney is going to be Doug Taylor. And his information will be on the paperwork that you get. So please give him a call and he can have a chat with you. And he will be there tomorrow at 1 p.m. So that takes care of it, sir. Thank you. You are excused. Alrighty, Ms. Kanyas, my apologies, sir. I did forget that you have a city court matter that I neglected to talk about. So we're going to talk about that now real quick. So I did release you on the Coolidge matter. And so I have one file for you out of Tucson City Court that alleges that you failed to appear in relation to domestic violence, assault, and disorderly conduct charges. I'm going to release you on that as well, but there's certain conditions you got to follow. And they are that you, again, possess, consume no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs, no contact of any kind with the alleged victim who it's Miss Betters, Sarissa Betters, so no contact with Miss Betters. And that includes not going to her residence or place of work. And your next court date on that is going to be a hearing in front of Judge Millian. That's going to be on August 17th at 2 p.m. for just kind of a pre-trial arraignment sort of thing. And that takes care of it. I just got to tell you one more thing, given the city court case. I talked to you about getting a warrant if you don't show up to court. That applies to the city court case as well. One other thing that applies with that is that they could actually take you to trial in your absence on the city court matter if you were convicted at that trial and could not be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction because you were not present to be sentenced. You could lose the ability to appeal that conviction. Do you understand that, sir?
Sir.
All right, very good. So you got 2 court dates, 2 courthouses. Hang on to your paperwork, sir, and please show up to both.
Good.
That's it. You're excused.
Thank you.
You bound?
One, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
Jesse Joseph Goen.
All right, Mr. Goen, this is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on charges that alleges that you committed disorderly conduct that's alleged to be an act of domestic violence. Give me just a moment. Okay, so the alleged victim in this matter, Catherine Goen, indicated that she is not, you're not welcome to return to her residence. And she's not interested in having further contact. However, she does not object to your release from custody. So if I release you, sir, will you stay away from Ms. Gowen and her residence?
Yes, I will.
Okay. So the other information from pretrial services seems to make clear that you're an appropriate candidate for release. So that's what I'm going to do, given that you're telling me you'll stay away. And so because of that, I'm going to order that you're released on your promise to appear with the conditions that you consume no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs, no contact with the alleged victim, do not go to the alleged victim's residence. And your next court date is going to be an arraignment that's going to be on August 11th, 9 o'clock in the morning, Pima County Justice Court. You got to show up to that court date, sir, because if you do not do that, then a warrant's going to issue for your arrest. You could find yourself back in custody. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you very much. You should be out of the jail in a couple hours.
Sir.
Irene, Jonathan. Jonathan. Yes.
Morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
Jonathan Alexander, Ari, 11/16 of 1991.
All right, so this is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on a warrant alleging that you failed to appear. Looks like it relates to a underlying, well, a case related to disorderly conduct alleged to be enacted domestic violence that occurred back in 2018. As to all of these allegations, sir, you are presumed innocent of them. If I release you, will you be able to make it down to Douglas and show up to court down there?
Yes, sir. I'm on my way down there right now to visit my son.
Very good. So in light of that, sir, I am going to release you on this matter. Your next court date down in Douglas at their justice court is going to be at 9:30 in the morning. And that's going to be on August 6th. So it's important that you make it down there, sir, because this is an old case, but you'll get another warrant if you don't show up to your court date. All right. So please be sure to do that on August 6th. And that takes care of it, sir. I'm also going to allege that, well, I'm actually gonna not allege. I'm not gonna make any other orders. Just you got to show up to court, sir. Otherwise, you'll get that warrant. Thank you. You're excused.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Jenkins. I got there.
Good morning.
Good morning. Could you please tell me?
Sabina Monique Jenkins.
All right, Ms. Jenkins, this is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on charges that allege that you committed shoplifting and criminal trespass in the 3rd degree. You are presumed innocent of that. Anything you say about these matters could be used against you, and you do have the right to remain silent. And just a second. So if I release you, ma'am, will you stay away from that Walmart there at Speedway and Cole?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so given that you are telling me you'll stay away, I'm going to release you. And so your next court date is going to be an arraignment, and that's going to be on August 11th. And that's going to be at 9 o'clock in the morning. And I'm ordering that you do not return to the incident location. And no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs.
Yes, Your Honor.
That takes care of it, other than to let you know that if you don't come back to future court dates, and you're going to get a warrant for your arrest.
Yes, sir.
So,
Superior hold.
oh, sorry. Yeah, I do see that now. My apologies. All right, just a second. Yeah, so you do have that hold. You'll probably be seen on that hold in the near future, probably, well, as early as tomorrow, but probably early next week. And so given that hold, Ms. Otto, would you like another nominal bond on this, or would you like me to still release her?
Very low bond, please.
Okay, that's what I'll do. I am going to order a $5 bond. So we do that, ma'am, so you get credit for the time that you're spending in custody, because even if I were to order you released on this today, you're still going to be held. And so it gets you credit. It also is going to result in you getting an attorney appointed on the misdemeanor matter, which could be helpful as far as just coordinating things with whatever you got going on in Superior Court. So in light of imposing that bond, your court date is switched to July 17th, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and which is tomorrow at 1 o'clock. You'll be seen on video for that, assuming that you're still in custody. And I'm appointing an attorney. His name's Doug Taylor. His information is going to be on the paperwork that you get. So try and give him a call today if you can, but if you can't, he'll be there to see you on video tomorrow. And that takes care of it, ma'am, other than to advise that you must come back to future court dates if you get out of custody, because if you do not do that, a warrant will issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes, so the court tomorrow is for the Superior Court?
No, the court tomorrow is for the Justice Court matter. You might have a hearing on the Superior Court matter, but I can't tell right now. You're going to have a hearing on it very soon. It could be as early as tomorrow, but my guess is it's actually going to be early next week. So let's see, just a second. Well, it looks like your attorney, Mr. Becker at the Public Defender's Office, it looks like there was a hearing set on a motion to quash set for Monday in front of Judge McGinley. So it looks like, my guess is that hearing just changes to a hearing on the bench warrant that you're being held on. But so best bet is Monday morning for that hearing. The hearing tomorrow is on this misdemeanor, okay?
Okay.
All right, thanks, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
Johnson.
Good morning. So please tell me your name.
Iona Johnson,
All right.
Navitel Baby.
All right, thank you, Ms. Johnson. I'm seeing you on a few different things. I'm seeing you on a warrant out of, let's see. Oh, I'm sorry, at South Tucson PD. 3 of them actually, and that relates to criminal trespass allegations. All 3 of them are criminal trespass allegations. 3 different cases out of Tucson City Court. I'm also seeing you on various Tucson City Court files. It looks like there's 5 or 6 of them. And those allege that you failed to appear in relation to being in a park after dark, multiple counts on that, criminal trespass in the 3rd degree, multiple counts on that, drug paraphernalia and theft. And so on all these things, ma'am, you are presumed innocent. Anything you say about them could be used against you, and you do have the right to remain silent. Just a second. We're going to start with the South Tucson matters. And on those, I'm going to hold you on a $250 cash secured bond. You set your, I'm sorry?
What did you say?
I'm holding you, ma'am, I'm holding you on a $250 cash or secured bond on the Tucson, South Tucson matters. And I'm doing that because of the history of failing to appear. I'm seeing you on 3 warrants alleging failure to appear just out of South Tucson. And then we got a handful more to talk about out of Tucson City in just a second. And just a second. I might have it here. Let's see. Michael Vaughn. All right, so I'm appointing attorney Michael Vaughn to represent you, ma'am. And so his information will be on the paperwork that you get. And that's going to be on the South Tucson matters. And I'm ordering that you not go back to the incident location where these criminal trespasses are alleged to have occurred. Then we're going to talk about the Tucson City matters. And on those, I'm going to hold you on a $500 cash secured bond. And appoint the city public defender to represent you. That you not go to the incident location where the criminal trespasses are alleged to have occurred. And I'm setting your next court date. It's going to be a video review. That's going to be next Friday, the 24th of July. And it's going to be at 1:45 in the afternoon in Tucson City Court. And again, you'll have an attorney on that case. So you'll have 2 court cases, 2 courthouses, 2 attorneys. And so it's important that you stay in contact with them. If you do get out of custody, ma'am, you got to come back to future court dates, because if you do not do that, you're just going to get new warrants on all these matters. They're not going away, and there's a lot that have piled up here. Also, on the city court cases, they could take you to trial on the city court cases without you being present, and if you didn't show up for it. And if you were convicted at those trials and cannot be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction because you are not present to be sentenced, you could lose the ability to appeal your convictions. Do you understand that, ma'am? Is that a yes? All right. She is nodding yes. So thank you, ma'am. You are excused.
Or, yeah, have a seat right here.
Morning, sir.
Morning,
Please tell me your name.
Roger,
All right. Last name, sir.
Mark.
All right, Mr. Mork, this is your initial appearance. I am seeing you on a warrant that issued out of Pima County Justice Court that alleges that you failed to appear in relation to a possession of drug paraphernalia charge. And you're presumed innocent of that. It looks like this is the only thing that I'm seeing you on. So if I release you, sir, will you come back to court?
Yes,
I don't mean to lecture, but you got to do that, sir, because you'll just get another warrant. You'll probably end up back at the jail, and that's a lousy way to spend the morning or the night before as well. So I am going to release you. Your next court date is going to be on August 11th at 9 o'clock in the morning. and that's court. You're gonna get paperwork that has that address on it. So please come on back for that hearing, sir, so that you don't get another warrant. And that takes care of it, sir. You are excused.
And
Curtis.
Morning, sir. Please tell me your name.
Curtis Lee Stachey.
All right, Mr. Stacci, this is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on, let's see, multiple failures to appear out of Marana Municipal Court. I'm also seeing you on a failure to appear out of Tucson City Court. On all these matters, well, let me tell you what the charges are. The Marana matters allege multiple counts of theft, multiple counts of possession of direct paraphernalia, and that covers it. And then as to this Tucson City matter, that alleges that you multiple counts of drug paraphernalia and obtaining or possessing a prescription-only drug without a prescription. All these things you're presumed innocent. Anything you say about them could be used against you, and you do have the right to remain silent. As to the Marana matters, I'm going to hold you on a $250 cash secured bond. And I'm setting your next hearing. It's actually going to be today at 12 noon. So that's going to be real quick, a little over 2 hours from now. And I'm appointing Janet Altschuler to represent you on that. Yes, Janet. Her information will be on the paperwork that you get. And I'm ordering that if you do get out of custody, do not go back to the incident locations, please, where these incidents are alleged to have occurred. No alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs. And then that takes care of that. And then turning to the Tucson City matter. On that, I'm going to hold you on a $250 cash secured bond. Appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. On that, ordering possess, consume no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs. Your next hearing is going to be a video review. That's going to be on July 24th at 1:45 in the afternoon. So that's next Friday. And I got to let you know, sir, that if you don't come back to court, sir, you're going to get new warrants for your arrest. So please come on back. And also, if you do not adhere to future court dates on your Tucson City court case, they could take you to trial on that, and you could be convicted in your absence. If you were convicted in your absence and could not be sentenced within 90 days of that conviction because you were not present to be sentenced, you'd lose the ability to appeal your conviction. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Blackshear.
Morning, Joe.
Morning. Just a second. Please tell me your name.
Quincy Blackshear.
All right, Mr. Blackshear, this is your initial appearance. I'm putting you on charges that allege that you committed 2 counts of disorderly conduct, both of which are alleged to be acts of domestic violence. You are presumed innocent of those allegations. Anything you say about them could be used against you. Give me just a second. So I just have reviewed the information in pretrial services. It does appear that you may be on probation for a matter out of Tucson City Court that involves domestic violence allegations. Hang on, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Let me. Just a second. Yeah, it's a 2024 case, so a little older. So I am gonna order that you be held on a $250 cash secured bond, given that there does seem to be a connection between a prior case and the new case with the same victims and allegations of domestic violence.
Judge, may I ask,
Sure.
that we lower it to at least half of that because I have a job for Napa. I might lose it. I got my cars in a bad spot. I have a 2018 Volkswagen Atlas, and it's in a bad spot also, and I might lose that. And my tires are due on that Friday. I'm just being totally honest with you.
Let me give you All right, I did just read in the probable cause statement, I am willing to reduce it to $100, sir. That's a $100 cash secured bond. I am appointing the city public defender's office to represent you. And additionally ordering that you have no contact of any kind with the alleged victim. And that is Miss Palant. I might be saying that wrong, but her information she could not be spoken to prior to this hearing. Normally, pretrial services will try to get a hold of alleged victims and see if they're okay with your release, if they're okay with future contact and so forth. They were not able to get a hold of her. So because of that, I'm ordering that you have no contact with her whatsoever. And that also applies to the minor child that appears to be in play.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so if the victim is okay with contact, and you can't contact her to find that out, but she has ways to assert her victim rights that should have been provided to her by Tucson police when they came out to the scene. If she feels differently about this, she can tell a judge at a future hearing, and the condition may be changed. But for today's sake, it's not being changed. And so for now, that is that. And your next court date, sir, is going to be on July 22nd. And that's going to be, actually, just a second. Yeah, July 22nd for a video review. And that's going to be in front of Judge Million at 1:30 in the afternoon. And so a couple things and then we're done. First of all, if you do not come back to future court dates, sir, you're going to get a warrant for your arrest, so please come back to court. Another thing is that if you do not come back to future court dates, trial could go forward in your absence. If you were convicted at that trial and could not be sentenced within 90 days of that conviction, you lose your ability to appeal the conviction. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You're excused.
Yes, sir. If I post 100, am I able to be released today?
Yes, sir. You'll be released.
I don't need to have that, but I'll try to get it.
Well, I mean, yeah, see what you can do, sir.
Yeah,
Good luck.
Okay, thanks.
Libres.
Morning, sir.
Morning.
Please tell me your name.
Angel Fingers.
Ian, this is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on a few cases out of Tucson City Court, or two of them, I should say. This alleges that you failed to appear in relation to an assault charge alleged to be an act of domestic violence, criminal damage, and 2 counts of disorderly conduct, all of them alleged to be acts of domestic violence. Also, another failure to appear in relation to resisting arrest, passive arrest, and drug paraphernalia. As to all these allegations, sir, you are presumed innocent. Anything you say about it could be used against you, and you do have the right to remain silent. Looks like you may have a hold at a superior court, so give me just a second on that. Yep, looks like you do have a hold on a superior court matter. So in light of that, I am going to hold you on a bond on the Tucson City matters. And that's also due to the failure to appear history. It's going to be a $100 cash secured bond. And appointing the city public defender to represent you. Ordering that you have no contact of any kind with the alleged victims. Do not go to the alleged victim's residence or place of work. Possession, consume no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs. Your next court date is going to be a video review. That's going to be on July 24th, 1:45 in the afternoon. And that takes care of it, other than to let you know that you got to come back to future court dates, sir. If you don't do that, you will get a warrant for your arrest. And also in the city court cases, they could go to trial in your absence. If you were convicted at a trial and could not be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction because you were not present to be sentenced, you could lose the ability to appeal your conviction. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes.
All right, thank you. You're excused. I'll just look at the computer. Yeah, thank you. Morning.
Morning,
Just tell me your name.
Jonathan Leon.
Leon, this is your initial appearance. And I've seen you on charges that allege that you committed criminal trespass in the 3rd degree in possession of drug paraphernalia. That's alleged to have happened this morning at about 3 a.m. And just a second. Don't have any info from pretrial. I think there may have been a little miscommunication as to whether or not this, well, what the status was of this. So, sir, if I release you, will you come back to court?
Yes.
He has a superior court hold, Judge.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, I didn't have that pretrial, so just a second. So. Yeah, you do have, Miss Otto's correct, yet again, you do have that hold, sir, so no matter what I do on the city matter, you are gonna be held. And on the felony, so in light of that, I am gonna impose a bond of pretty nominal one. This will allow you to get time credit, sir, in relation to your case. It's gonna be a $5 bond. And it will also result in an attorney being appointed on your case, which could be helpful to help coordinate the felony matter and the misdemeanor matter, given that you got two court cases in 2 different courthouses. So in any event, I'm setting a non-transport review that's going to be on the 14th of August, 9 o'clock in the morning, appointing the city public defender's office to represent you. It's going to be a $5 cash or secured bond. And ordering that you not go back to the incident location where this is alleged to have occurred. And that takes care of it, sir, other than to let you know that you got to come back to future court dates. If you don't do that, a warrant's going to issue for arrest. And trial could go forward in your absence. If you were convicted at that trial and could not be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you would lose your ability to appeal the conviction. Mr. Leone, do you understand that, sir?
Yes.
All right, thank you. You're excused.
Mendoza,
Morning, sir.
Morning.
Just please tell me your name.
Reynaldo Mendoza.
Mendoza, this is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on charges that allege that you committed 2 counts of unlawful imprisonment, 2 counts of endangerment, 1 count of disorderly conduct fighting, and 1 count of assault, all of which are alleged to be acts of domestic violence. You are presumed innocent of these allegations. Anything you say about them could be used against you, and you do have the right to remain silent. Just a second. So I did just have an opportunity to review the information from pretrial services, sir. The alleged victim, Ms. Rocha, is not opposed to your release from custody. Is okay with you having contact with her. However, she's not okay with you having contact with a minor age son that appears to have been one of the victims alleged here. So if I release you, sir, will you have no contact with a minor age son?
Yes.
Okay. So given that and the relative absence of other criminal history and the information provided by pretrial, I'm going to release you. It's going to be on your promise to appear. And of setting your next court date, that's going to be for August 18th at 1:30 in the afternoon. It's going to be in front of Judge Million. Ordering that you possess or consume no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs, no acts of domestic violence, and additionally, no firearms or weapons, no contact of any kind with the unlisting the minor child here.
Go sit down, chill out, and I'll get out. Yeah.
And that takes care of it, sir, other than to just let you know that you got to come back to future court dates. If you don't do that, you will get a warrant for your arrest. Also, trial could go forward in your absence on this matter when you weren't present and could not be sentenced within 90 days of that conviction because you were not present to be sentenced. You could lose the ability to appeal the conviction. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. You're excused.
Thank you.
Miller,
I'm assuming it's an NGO report or maybe the bond, because you only have a file there.
Yeah.
You only want.
Just credit. I wanted to get the credit. Morning, sir. Please come.
Jermaine Miller.
All right. Miller, this is your initial appearance. Second. All right, I'm seeing you on charges of alleged you committed assault, alleged to be an act of domestic violence, criminal damage, and disorderly conduct, also alleged to be acts of domestic violence. And to these charges, sir, you are presumed innocent. Anything you say about them could be used against you, and you do have the right to remain silent. Just a second. So if I release you, sir, it looks like the alleged victim is Ms. Rodriguez, Justice Rodriguez. Her input about whether or not she's okay with you having contact with her and returning to her residence or things along those lines, they couldn't get that information from her. So you look like you're a good candidate for release, and I'm inclined to do that. But are you willing to not have any contact with her or stay away from where she lives?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. In light of that, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to release you on your promise to appear, sir. No contact of any kind with Justice Rodriguez. And I think we're going to see her in a bit, because I think she may have also gotten booked in.
Yep.
And let's see. Your next court date is going to be a hearing in front of Judge Millian. It's going to be on August 18th at 1:30 in the afternoon for an arraignment and a pretrial. I'm also ordering that you possess or consume no alcoholic beverages, no acts of domestic violence, no firearms or weapons. And that takes care of it, sir, other than to let you know that you got to come back to future court dates, because if you don't do that, you're going to get a warrant for your arrest, and trial could go forward in your absence. If you were convicted at that trial and couldn't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction because you were not present to be sentenced, you could lose your ability to appeal the conviction. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. You're excused.
Thank you.
Thank you.
long head.
Morning, sir.
Oh,
Please tell me your name.
Cynthia, get monkey.
All right, Monty, this is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on charges that allege that you failed to appear in relation to. Hang on. Not right now. Let me finish what I got to say, and then if you have something else you'd like to tell me, sir, I'll hear you out. So, seeing you on charges that allege that you failed to appear in relation to an assault and disorderly conduct charges, and to those allegations, you are presumed innocent, sir. And it looks like you may have a hold out of Superior Court. So, unfortunately, whatever I were to do as it relates to holding you or releasing you, you're going to be held. I do see that you're being held in relation to a 2026 case out of Tucson, out of Pima County Superior Court. So on this matter, sir, I am going to hold you on a bond, and it's going to be a $50 bond. Cash is secured.
I was told that to come here on the 509 unit, DUI unit told me you go to Independence Day, you go to the Superior Courthouse, and I couldn't get in because Superior Courthouse was closed on that day. And I did show up to Superior Courthouse on that day, like told me over there by the Walmart, by Tucson Mall, and I tried to get in, but they were closed, sir.
Okay, well, I'm sorry to hear all that. So based on the failure to appear, I am going to hold you on this. And like I said, even if I were to let you go on this one, you'd still be held on the Superior Court matter. So that's what I'm going to hold you because of that. So,
Sir, what is that about?
I don't know, sir, and it's important to note that you're presumed innocent of it. I'm not sure what the specific allegations are, other than. Well, hang on, sir, just hang on. So I can tell you that this is whatever they're alleging is alleged to have happened on March 12th, about 3 o'clock in the morning, or excuse me, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and that's at 206 West Fort Lowell. So that's like Fort Lowell and Navajo, Fort Lowell and Stone, you know, that area over there, kind of by the. Hang on, I'm just telling you the information I know, sir. You are presumed innocent. Nobody's saying nothing about the fact that you are, that nobody's saying you did this. These are merely
Right.
allegations. All right,
Okay.
so in any event, what I'm doing, sir, is that $50 bond, I'm appointing the city public defender's office to represent you. And I'm ordering that you have no contact with the alleged victim and possess or consume no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs. Setting your next court date, it's going to be a non-transport review, and that's going to be on August 14th at 9 o'clock in the morning. And that takes care of it, other than to let you know, sir, that if you do not come back to courts for future court dates, then a warrant will issue for your arrest. And on the city court matter, trial could go forward in your absence. If you were convicted at that trial and could not be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you would lose the ability to appeal your conviction. Do you understand that, sir?
Sure. And then I can't buy around.
All right, very good. Thank you. Have a good day, sir.
Sure, thank you.
Moreno.
Could you please tell me your name?
Sophia Moreno.
Moreno, this is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on a charge that alleges that you committed disorderly conduct alleged to be an act of domestic violence. You are presumed innocent of that. Anything you say about it could be used against you, and you do have the right to remain silent. Give me just a second. All right, so the information I've got suggests that you're a good candidate for release. The alleged victim, Mr. Vargas, says that he's okay with you being released from custody and is okay with having further contact with you. So in light of that, in the absence of relative absence of other criminal history, perhaps complete absence, I am going to release you, but you got to come back to court. All right. So let me talk to you about when your next court date is going to be and a couple other things, and then we'll be done.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So your next court date is going to be on August 18th. It's going to be at 1:30 in the afternoon. You'll get paperwork that says this. It's going to be in front of Judge Millian in Tucson City Court. I'm releasing you on your promise to appear with a condition that you possess or consume no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs, commit no acts of domestic violence. And that takes care of it, other than to just advise you that you got to come back to future court dates, because if you don't do that, you will get a warrant for your arrest, and they could actually take you to trial in your absence on this city court matter. So if you were to be convicted at a trial without being present because you didn't show up for it, and then you couldn't be sentenced within 90 days of that conviction, you'd lose the ability to appeal your conviction. Do you understand?
I understand, Your Honor.
All right, very good. You're excused. You should be released in the next couple hours or so.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
It's not too tough, you know, I came here when I came here Monday night. We went straight through. And I had no doubt. This is just different, different. And if you do it at night, it's so that you're saying. It lasts a minute, which it doesn't, or if it lasts this amount of time. Right, same thing.
Place there. Hold on right there. Steve.
Do you get paid extra if you, put the dollars?
Morning, sir.
It's like time that I don't.
Could you please tell me your name?
Sure.
Last name, sir?
Pearson?
Pearson, this is your initial appearance, sir. I'm seeing you on some allegations that you failed to appear in relation to different charges at a Tucson City Court. Looks like there may be 3 counts of theft or shoplifting, 1 count of threatening or intimidating, 2 counts of criminal trespass in the 3rd degree, 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia. You are presumed innocent of all these allegations, sir. Anything you say about them could be used against you. And you do also have the right to remain silent. So that's important to note. And I'm going to hold you on a $250 cash or secured bond, sir, given that we're talking about 5 failure to appear warrants this morning. And I'm going to appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. And I'm also ordering that you not go back to the incident location where these thefts and trespasses are alleged to have happened. Possess or consume no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs. I'm setting your next court date. It's going to be a video review. That's going to be next Friday, the 24th of July at 1:45 in the afternoon. And so if you are still in custody at that time, sir, you'll be seen on video for it. If you're out of custody, you got to come back to that court date. And as I said, city public defender will represent you. And last thing, and then we're done, is that I got to let you know if you get out of custody and you don't come back to court, you're going to get another warrant for your arrest, sir. So please don't do that. And also, they could take you to trial in your absence on these city court cases. If you were convicted at these at trial without being present and could not be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction because you were not present to be sentenced, you could lose the ability to appeal your conviction. Do you understand, sir?
So when was all this? Okay, so what's my first court date?
Next court date.
This afternoon, and you're being held on a $250 bond until then.
I guess.
All right, thank you, sir. Your excuse.
We're due. But.
Good morning. Could you please tell me your name?
Andrew Radu.
Mr. Radu, this is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on a charge that alleges that you possess drug paraphernalia. You are presumed innocent of that. Anything you say about it could be used against you. Court also notes that you do have a holdout of Pima County Superior Court. And so no matter what I were to do as to this new drug paraphernalia allegation, you would be held in relation to the felony matter. I'm not seeing you on that though today. So what I'm going to do, ma'am, is I'm going to hold you on a $50 bond on this matter. That'll allow you to get credit as it relates to any time you spend in custody as it relates to the city court matter. I'm going to appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. And I'm going to set what's called a non-transport review. That's going to be on August 14th at 9 o'clock in the morning in Tucson City Court. If you're still in custody at that time, you'll be seen on video. If you're out of custody at that time, then you must come back to court for that hearing. Also ordering that you possess or consume no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs, noting the felony hold that you have. And that takes care of it, other than to let you know that if you don't come back to court, ma'am, you will get a warrant for your arrest. And trial could go forward in your absence if you weren't present at the trial and were convicted and could not be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction because you were not present to be sentenced. You could lose the ability to appeal your conviction. Do you understand that? That's a yes? Okay, thank you, ma'am. You're excused.
Rodriguez. Hey there, hold on. Call him before me. Rodriguez. Hey, brief.
Since every day, this time of day, nighttime, 7:37 days a week,
365.
366.
Yep.
Whenever. And that is. Even though it's like nighttime, go, you enter there, it's here.
Justice Rodriguez.
This is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on charges that allege that you committed assault and disorderly conduct, both of which are alleged to be acts of domestic violence. You're presumed innocent of these allegations, ma'am. Anything you say about it could be used against you, and you do have the right to remain silent. We did see Mr. Miller a little earlier, and I released him based on the information I'm seeing from pretrial services. I ought to do the same with you, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to release you on this matter with certain conditions, and they are as follows. Mr. Miller's input as to whether or not he's okay with contact with you, because couldn't get the answer to that, presumably to him due to him being in custody. So in any event, because of that, I'm ordering that you not have any contact with Mr. Miller. He, as the victim to your case, has victim rights that he can assert if he'd like to do that, and tell a judge in the future that he'd like to have contact or have that modified. I'm not doing that today, though, and until a judge says that in the future, you cannot have contact with him. Do you understand that?
Yep.
All right, and also I'm ordering that you not go to his residence or place of work. It looks like your mother, Miss Savannah, was contacted, and she indicated that you can go back to her address on South Langley if you need to identify another place to go, since you can't be where Mr. Miller lives. So I'm going to release you with an order that you not possess or consume any alcoholic beverages, no acts of domestic violence, the no contact stuff I said a moment ago. Your next court date, it's going to be a pre-trial, and that's going to be on August 11th, which is a Tuesday. It's going to be at 1:30 in the afternoon. In Tucson City Court, you'll get paperwork with this info, and it'll be in front of Judge Million. And so a couple things, and then we're done. First of all, is that you got to come back to future court dates, because if you don't do that, a warrant will issue for your arrest. You could find yourself back in custody. And also on this city court case, it could take you to trial in your absence if you weren't there for trial and you got convicted, and you couldn't be sentenced within 90 days of a conviction because you didn't show up to be sentenced. You could lose the ability to appeal your conviction. Do you understand that, ma'am? All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. You're
I have one question.
sure. Yeah. What's up?
So his place of residence, what address did he use? Did he use the 8485?
Well,
Is
so
that why you guys are telling me I can't go back? Because that's my house.
I don't know. So so the bottom line is that if the two of you live together in that 8485 East 22nd address, then you got to find another place to go. And basically he does too, because he was ordered to do that as well. So I know that sounds weird, but that's the order. It's important that we not have a shared address as these things are playing out, unless a judge changes that decision in the future. So it sounds like you may need to head to the South Langley address, even though you are in fact the person that is on the lease for that East Speedway address. Does that make sense, ma'am?
Yeah.
This is I know it sounds weird, but that's something we have to do routinely in these types of cases, and that's just life. So good luck to you, man. You're excused.
Taylor.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hey, good morning. Could you please tell me your name?
Richmond Josan Taylor.
All right, Mr. Taylor, this is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on a charge that alleges that you interfered with judicial proceedings that's alleged to be an act of domestic violence. You are presumed innocent of this, and you do have the right to remain silent. And going to consolidate this case with another one that you appear to have. So that's something that's noted on the mid-entry. Just a second.
No problem.
I'm just reviewing the information from pretrial services. All right, so I did have an opportunity to review the information from pretrial services, and Miss Bruce, the alleged victim, Asia Bruce, was contacted, and she indicated that she does not object to your release from custody. However, she does not want any further contact with you. So that means no contact with her. Do not return to her residence or place of work. And just a second. Looks like the charge that you may be pending on out of Tucson City Court is alleged to involve Miss Bruce as well. And additionally, the charge that you're being seen on today suggests that you may have violated a previously entered order relating to a domestic violence matter. So you are presumed innocent of all of this. I'm just letting you know my thought process. Because of all this, I'm holding you, sir, on a $250 cash secured bond. The city public defender's office is going to represent you. Your next court date is going to be on July 22nd. And that's going to be at 1:30 in the afternoon for a video review. That'll be in front of Judge Million. And that takes care of it, other than to let you know, sir, that if you do bond out, you get out of custody, you got to come back to future court dates, because if you do not do that, a warrant's going to issue for your arrest, and trial could go forward in your absence. If you were convicted at that trial and could not be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction because you were not present to be sentenced, you could lose the ability to appeal your conviction. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You're excused. Spruce.
He's hanging out right there.
Okay.
He may not be in. Good morning, ma'am. Are you Miss Bruce?
Yes,
Good morning to you. This is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on a charge that alleged that you committed assault alleged to be an act of domestic violence. And so we did just see Mr. Taylor just a moment ago. And so just a second, let me take a look at something. All right, so you both said that you're okay with the other one's release. I did order Mr. Taylor held on a $250 cash and secured bond. You did indicate that you were not interested in him having contact with you, so I ordered that he have no contact with you. And so I am going to release you on your case, and your next court date on that is going to be on August 18th. And that's going to be at 1:30 in the afternoon. It's going to be for an arraignment and a pretrial. That'll be in front of Judge Million, Tucson City Court, ordering that you possess or consume no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs, commit no acts of domestic violence. For what it's worth, Mr. Taylor, I think I might have said this, but he said that he's okay with you coming back to the residence, okay with having contact with you and so forth, just for what it's worth. But based on what you said at pretrial earlier, I did make orders as it relates to him. So you will be released with that next court date, August 18th. Please don't possess or consume any alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs, no acts of domestic violence. Couple more things, then we're done. First of all, you got to come back to future court dates, Ms. Bruce, because if you do not do that, a warrant's going to issue for your arrest, and you could find yourself back in custody. They could also take you to trial on this matter in Tucson City Court. If you were convicted at that trial and cannot be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction because you were not present to be sentenced, you could lose the ability to appeal the conviction. Do you understand that?
yes,
All right, thank you. You're excused.
thank you.
Yep. Okay, thank you.
Bart, point down here. Down.
Okay, very good.
Please. 44.
Ever been here where you had complete list?
Yes.
Somebody got arrested.
Right.
Not in that list.
Well, and it depends. I mean, pretrial services for 24 hours, but also usually I have that list of the claims, then I have other information that I can't get to right now because of the IT is really into security measures.
Good morning. Please tell me your name.
Savannah,
All right, just a second. All right, Ms. Atkins, this is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on charges that allege that you committed organized retail theft and theft. To those charges, you are presumed innocent, ma'am. Anything you say about them could be used against you, and you do have the right to remain silent. You also have the right to be represented by an attorney. I'm appointing the Pima County legal defender to represent you. And Miss Otto is going to help you out for the purpose of this morning's hearing. And in order to prepare for the hearing, I did review the information in the interim complaint, the information from pretrial and the state's recommendation, which is that I release you to pretrial. Miss Otto, any objection to that?
No, Judge.
All right, so I am going to release you, ma'am, to the supervision of pretrial services, but you got to comply with any monitoring or treatment that they ask you to comply with. Setting your next court date, it's going to be for a preliminary hearing, and that's going to be on August 5th at 1:30 in the afternoon, and that's going to be in Pima County Superior Courts. Well, just stay in contact with your attorney at the legal defender. They can talk with you more about all this preliminary hearing stuff. And I'm also ordering that you not go back to the Marshalls that is up there on Oracle. Actually, don't go to any Marshall store, please. Do not return to any Marshall store. And also ordering that you not possess or consume any alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons. And that takes care of it, ma'am, other than to let you know that if you don't come back to court, you will get a warrant for your arrest. So please come on back. And that takes care of it. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Could you tell me your name?
My name is Lucio Iberto Bracamonte.
Bracamonte, sir, this is your initial appearance. Seeing you on charges that allege that you committed organized retail theft and theft, and you are presumed innocent of those allegations. I'm also seeing you on a warrant alleging that you failed to appear at a Tucson City, at a Pima County Justice Court in relation to a shoplifting incident that's from back in April. And on all these allegations, sir, you are presumed innocent. Anything you say about these matters could be used against you. And you do have the right to remain silent. You also have the right to be represented by an attorney. And on the felony matter, I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. In order to, you're welcome. You are welcome. And so in order to prepare for the hearing, the court did review the information from pretrial services, the information in the interim complaint, the state's recommendation, which is that I hold you on a $7,500 cash or secured bond. Mr. Taylor, anything further?
Your Honor, I think given Mr. Bracamonte's risk of failure to appear and his criminal history, including prior organized retail theft and robbery convictions, felony convictions, I think a bond is appropriate.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Otto.
Thank you.
We impose no more than a $1,500 bond. These are lower level offenses. And it's been almost a year since he completed his community supervision in his last matter, which was from 2023.
All right, thank you. The court is going to order that you be held on a $5,500 cash to secured bond, and that your next hearing is a preliminary hearing. That's going to be on July 27th, 1:30 in the afternoon. Also ordering that you possess no firearms or weapons, no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs. Do not go back to any Marshall store.
Yes, sir.
And so that takes care of the felony. And we got to talk about the misdemeanor real quick. So that, again, alleges failure to appear in relation to a shoplifting allegation on that. I'm going to release you on that one. Set your next court date for August 11th for an arraignment, August 11th, 9 o'clock in the morning for an arraignment. Let your attorney know that you got this other case too. I mean, they'll probably catch that, but just have a chat with them about the fact that you got the misdemeanor also. On that one, again, ordering that you not go back to the incident location where the incident is alleged to have happened. And that takes care of it, sir, other than to let you know that if you do get out of custody, you must come back to future court dates, because if you do not do that, a warrant's going to issue for your arrest, all right? Thank you. You're excused. Yes. Yes. Yeah, ROR. I'm sorry, pretrial. Pretrial, yeah, sorry. Not checking.
Quintero Alejandro, he was using the restroom at the time where he was supposed to come up, but we're just gonna do him last.
All right, we can do that. Thank you. Morning, sir.
Morning.
Would you please tell me your name?
Yeah, my name is Jay Castillo.
Mr. Castillo, this is your initial appearance. And I'm seeing you on a charge that alleges that you committed aggravated assault, temporary but substantial disfigurement. And that's alleged to have happened on May 11th of this year. And to that, you are presumed innocent. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about this matter could be used against you. You also have the right to be represented by an attorney. I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. In order to prepare for this hearing, I did review the information from pretrial, the information from the state, which is asking that I hold you on a $2,000 bond in lieu of a no bond hearing. Also review the interim complaint. And Mr. Kaler, I don't believe that Mr. Castillo was on release at the time that this happened. Let me take a look though. Yeah, looking at the
I believe
information.
that's-
Yeah, go ahead.
My apologies, Your Honor. I believe that's correct. In seeing the full pretrial report, it does appear that the offense date here predates the actual release in the other matter, so he was not on release at the time of this effect.
Okay, thank you. The court does note he's a 6 out of 6 on the failure to appear scale. So, Ms. Otto, what's the defense's position?
Impose a $500 bond.
All right, just a second. I am going to impose the $500 cash secured bond for Mr. Castillo. Mr. Castillo, if you post that bond, you get out of custody, you're going to be supervised by pretrial services, so please comply with any monitoring or treatment that they would ask you to comply with. I am going to order that you possess no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons, no contact with the alleged victim. And that should take care of it, sir, other than to let you know that if you do not come back to future court dates, you will get a warrant for your arrest. And that's not good. Also, I didn't say this, I don't think, but preliminary hearing is going to be on July 27th, 1:30 in the afternoon. So please stay in contact with your attorney at the public defender, sir. They can talk with you more about all this, all right? You're excused. Thank you.
Can I say something?
Sure, but it may not be a good idea. Just don't talk about the facts of anything that's alleged to happen.
Okay, yesterday I was scheduled for court
I know.
and
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to cut you off. Your hearing was in front of me. It didn't appear. And so I reset it. I gave you a chance to show up to court. So, because that's kind of the history of that case suggested I should give you another chance. But given that I'm seeing you on this new case here and I have more information today than I did yesterday, I'm holding you on that $500 bond. But talk to your attorney, and if there's a reason for us to discuss that bond, or either me or another judge to take another look at it, we can do that. But for today's sake, I've made my decision, sir. Okay? Thank you. Morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name? I'm Mr. Eldridge. This is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on charges that allege that you 2 counts of possession of a dangerous drug, 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia. You are presumed innocent of all these allegations, or anything you say about them could be used against you. You also have the right to remain silent. Also looks like you have a failure to appear warrant out of Tucson City Court as well for a drug paraphernalia possession issue that you appear to have missed court on. And looks like you also have a warrant, probation violation warrant out of Los Angeles County in California. So the court notes that. It doesn't appear that there's a hold in relation to that, but and I don't think I'm seeing you on that either. I'm just seeing you on the new charges. So in light of all of this, just a second, am appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you, and going to take a look here. The state recommends that I hold you on a $2,000 cash or secured bond and set what's called a steps court hearing. Mr. Kaler, anything further?
Your Honor, given the nature of the charges, we are asking for a steps hearing. Given that I believe Mr. Eldridge is on probation out of Cochise County for a felony matter, and his failure to appear risk and the other out-of-state warrant, I think a bond is appropriate.
Thank you. Ms. Otto.
That if you think a bond is appropriate, that you still need $500.
I think I am going to do the $2,000 cash secured bond. I had not seen the Cochise County potential probation matter out of there. So given everything that appears to be going on, court's going to impose that $2,000 cash secured bond. Sir, if you do post that bond, you get out of custody. I'm ordering that you possess no firearms or weapons. Mr. Eldridge, you okay, sir?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm ordering no firearms or weapons, no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs. And also, it looks like you might be eligible for a program called STEPS. And so what STEPS is, if you're eligible for it, is it's a way for you to have this entire case dismissed before you ever get indicted, let alone convicted. The way that you would earn that dismissal is by agreeing to participate in drug treatment as it relates to a possible substance abuse problem. And if you complete the treatment requirement that is required of you, then the whole case gets dismissed before you ever get indicted. I don't need a final decision on this today, sir, but are you interested in learning more about that opportunity?
Oh, yes, I'm more than willing to do that.
All right, good, good. So I'm going to set what's called a STEPS court hearing. It's going to be 1 week from today. That's going to be on July 23rd at 9 o'clock in the morning. And it's going to be in Superior Court. So assuming that you're still being held, it'll be in Superior Court. I don't know what judge it's going to be in front of yet, but if you are being held, you'll be brought to court for that. And if you're out of custody, you must come back to court, sir, for that hearing, because if you don't, you could lose the opportunity to participate in the program if you're eligible for it and all that stuff. So that takes care of it for now, sir, other than to let you know that you could get a warrant for your arrest if you don't come back to future court dates. So please come on back. Then we got to talk with you about a city court matter real quick that I alluded to earlier. I guess I mentioned earlier. That relates to a possession of drug paraphernalia allegation that you failed to appear on allegedly. So on that, I am going to, I'm going to release you on that, but I'm going to set what's called a non-transport review. That's going to be on August 14th at 9 o'clock in the morning. So if you're still in custody, you'll be seen on video for that non-transport review. If you're out of custody by then, you must come back to city court, because if you don't do that, you're going to get a warrant for your arrest. And that I'm also going to appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. And that's it for now, sir. Other than one last thing I got to tell you on the city court case is that if you don't come back to court, sir, for the city court case, they could take you to trial on that one without you being present. And if you were convicted of that trial and could not be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction because you were not present to be sentenced, you could lose the ability to appeal that conviction. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. Thank you. Have a good day.
Andy,
RWAR. Thank you. Yep. Morning, sir.
morning.
Please tell me your name.
Andy.
Just a second. All right, so Mr. Handy, this is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on charges that alleges that you committed 2 counts of burglary, and 1 count of aggravated shoplifting, and 1 count of organized retail theft. You are presumed innocent of all these allegations. Anything you say about them could be used against you. And you do have the right to remain silent. You also have the right to be represented by an attorney. I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. And in order to prepare for this hearing, I did review the information in the interim complaint, the information from pretrial, and the state's recommendation, which is I hold you on a $1,000 cash or secured bond. Mr. Kaler, anything further?
Nothing additional here.
Thank you. Ms. Otto?
Judge, I ask that you release him to pretrial services.
All right, thank you. And so the court does note Mr. Handy is a 6 out of 6 on the failure to appear scale. Also, the information in the interim complaint, while these are low-level offenses, they seem to be happening. The allegation is that they're happening in a very high frequency. Because all of that, the court is going to order a $2,500 cash or secured bond for Mr. Handy. And Mr. Handy, sir, if you post that bond and you get out of custody, you are going to be supervised by pretrial services. So please comply with any monitoring or treatment that they ask you to comply with. I'm setting your next court date as a preliminary hearing. That's going to be on the 27th at 1:30 in the afternoon. So please stay in contact with your attorney at the public defender's office so they can keep you, up to date on all that. I'm ordering that you not go back to any Walgreens store. So if you get out of custody, sir, please do not go back to any Walgreens store. Also ordering no firearms or weapons, no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs. That takes care of it, sir. You are excused.
Hernandez.
Morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
Nathan Hernandez.
15 seconds. All right, Mr. Hernandez, this is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on a few different things. The felony matter I'm seeing you on alleges that you committed theft of means of transportation in South Tucson jurisdiction. And as to that, you are presumed innocent. I'm also seeing you on an allegation that you failed to appear in relation to some Tucson City Court cases, one of which alleges a driving under the influence allegation from March of 2025. The other alleges a theft allegation from March of 2025. On all this stuff, you're presumed innocent, sir. Anything you say about it could be used against you, and you do have the right to remain silent. You also have the right to be represented by an attorney. I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. And in order to prepare for the hearing, I did review the information in the interim complaint, the information from pretrial and the state's recommendation, which is I hold you on a $5,000 cash secured bond. Mr. Kaler, anything further?
Your Honor, given Mr. Hernandez has several prior felony convictions, the two most recent are also theft of means of transportation cases. So given that and his risk to fail to appear, we're requesting the $5,000 bond.
All right, thank you, Ms. Otto.
Judge, I ask that you impose a $2,000 bond. It is evident from his history that that will be sufficient to hold him.
All right, thank you. The court is going to impose the $5,000 cash secured bond. The court does note that Mr. Hernandez is a 6 out of 6 on pretrial services failure to appear calculation. Also, we're talking about the 2 other warrants at a city court right now. So additionally, sir, if you post that bond, you will be supervised by pretrial services. So please comply with any monitoring or treatment that they ask you to comply with. I'm also ordering that you possess or consume no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons, no contact with the alleged victims. Preliminary hearing is going to be on July 27th, 1:30 in the afternoon. Please stay in contact with your attorney at the public defender's office because they can talk with you more about that. And then turn into the Tucson City cases. These are failures to appear in relation to, again, I said the DUI and theft, but there's also drug paraphernalia, crim trespass, and resisting arrest. So on all those matters, sir, again, you're presumed innocent. And on those, I am going to order that you be held on a $250 cash secured bond. Additionally, order that if you bond out, get out of custody, that you possess or consume no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs, do not drive without a valid driver's license, and do not return to the incident location where the theft is alleged to have occurred. I'm appointing the city public defender's office to represent you. And I'm going to set your next court date as a video review. That's going to be on July 24th, next Friday. And that's going to be at 1:45 in the afternoon. And that takes care of that, other than to let you know that you must come back to future court dates, or if you don't do that, you will get a warrant for your arrest. And also trial could go forward in your absence on the city court matters. If you were convicted at that trial and could not be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction because you were not present to be sentenced, you could lose the ability to appeal the conviction. Do you understand, sir?
Yes.
All right, thank you. You're excused.
What
Morning, sir.
Good morning, how are you?
Could you please tell me your name?
Albert Ryan Huerta.
Yeah, Mr. Huerta, this is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on charges that allege that you committed burglary in the 3rd degree, fraudulent use of a credit card, and theft of a credit card. And so to all these allegations, sir, you are presumed innocent. Anything you say about these matters could be used against you. Then you do have the right to remain silent. It does also appear that you have a hold out of the State Department of Corrections. So unfortunately, whatever I were to do today as it relates to this matter would not release. I mean, even if I wanted to release you, it'd still be held on that. So you also have the right to be represented by an attorney. I don't want to skip over that. And so the attorney that's going to represent you is the legal defender's office. And in order to prepare for the hearing or review the information in the interim complaint, the information from pretrial and the state's recommendation, which is I hold you on a $2,500 cash secured bond. Mr. Kaler, anything further on that, sir?
In light of the DOC hold, Your Honor, nothing further.
All right, thank you. Ms. Otto?
No, Judge.
All right, thank you. I'm going to impose a $1,500 cash secured bond for you, Mr. Huerta, and
Thank you.
yep, in the unlikely event that you post it and you get released, I mean, you might be able to post it, but you're probably still going to be held because of that hold. You're going to be supervised by pretrial services, so please comply with any monitoring or treatment. Please comply with any monitoring or treatment. I'm also ordering that no firearms or weapons, no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs, no contact with the alleged victim. And that takes care of it, sir, other than to just let you know that if you get out of custody, you got to come back to court. Because if you don't do that, a warrant's going to issue for your arrest. And the preliminary hearing date is July 27th, 1:30. And so just stay in contact with your attorney at the legal defender, sir. They can tell you more about all this. All right. Good luck to you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Langley. Yes, sir. You're up. Before we start. So my dad died 8 weeks ago. I know that too.
All right. Good morning, sir. Please come in.
William Dyer.
I'm denying, sir, this is your initial appearance. I've seen you on a couple things. I've seen you on new charges that allege that you possessed of destructive that structure. I've also seen you on 3 failures to appear at a Tucson City Court alleging 2 of which allege case related to possession of drug paraphernalia. The third is a criminal trespass allegation. As to all these matters, sir, you are presumed innocent. Anything you say about them could be used against you, and you do have the right to remain silent. You also have the right to be represented by an attorney, and I'm appointed to Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you, sir. In order to prepare for this hearing and review the information from pretrial, the information in the interim complaint, and the state's recommendation, which I hold you on a $500 cash secured bond instead of steps court hearing. Mr. Taylor, anything further?
Nothing additional, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Otto.
Judge, Mr. Nyer, I know that he has the new charges, and I'm asking you to release him to pretrial services. With regards to the warrant that he has out of, I believe, city court, he is enrolled in Hope. That date was supposed to be moved into homeless court, and so there should not, my understanding is there should not have been a warrant issued. I do have confirmation, not just his word that he's enrolled in Hope from a Hope team member who is here. Mr. Nyer has been doing what he can to get the structure that he needs. He's very distressed about the fact that there was a warrant out for him because he's been trying to do what he needs to with Hope and
With loss here, impact, well, all 3. I mean, my dad just passed away. I'm probably not. I'm from Indiana. I'm not.
And he's also enrolled with Law Frontera. He recently experienced the loss of his dad, Judge. And so he's in crisis more than anything else. And so I'm asking you to release him to pretrial services. And we do have Hope here to help him coordinate things if he is released.
All right, thank you for that. Sir, I am going to hold you on a $250 cash secured bond. And I'm ordering that you not possess or consume any alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons. The court does note that you do have the warrants at a Tucson City Court. Also, you do show as a 5 out of 6 on the failure to appear scale. So, sir, one thing I'm also going to do is let you know about a program that you might be eligible for. It's a program called STEPS, which is a good opportunity if you are eligible for it. What it is, sir, is it gives you a way to have these new felony charges dismissed before you ever get indicted. The way that you would earn that dismissal, assuming you're eligible for it, is by agreeing to participate in drug treatment, completing the drug treatment requirement. If you take care of business on that, you get everything done, the whole case gets dismissed. I don't need a final answer from you today, sir, but are you interested? Are you interested in hearing more about that?
Yeah, come on with it.
Okay, good. All right, good. Good. All right, so what I'm going to do, sir, is I'm setting a steps court hearing. It's going to be 1 week from today. It's going to be next Thursday, the 23rd at 9 o'clock in the morning in Superior Court. If you are still in custody at that time, sir, you will be brought over to court for that hearing. You can learn more about it, talk to an attorney, all that good stuff. If you are out of custody, though, sir, you got to come back to court for that court date, because if you do not do that, then you could lose the ability to participate in the program, could get a warrant for your arrest, things of that sort. Okay, so that takes care of the felony. Preliminary hearing is going to remain on the 27th, given that Mr. Langley Nyer is going to be in custody. at least for the short term. And then turn into the city court FTAs. On those, sir, I'm going to release you on those. So that won't act as a hold. And I'm going to set what's called a non-transport review. That's going to be on August 14th at 9 o'clock in the morning. So if you're in custody, sir, you probably won't be in custody then. But if you are, then you'll be brought to court for that. But if you're out of custody by the 14th, then you must come back to court for that. I'm appointing the city public defender's office to represent you, ordering that you not go back to the incident location where the criminal trespass is alleged to have occurred, and possess no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs. And then that takes care of it, sir. Other than I got to tell you one more thing on the city court cases. If you don't show up to future court dates, sir, they could take you to trial in your absence on those. If you were taken to trial and convicted because could not be sentenced because you were not there to be sentenced, you could lose the ability to appeal those convictions. Do you understand that, Mr. Nair?
All three of those warrants got moved to homeless court. So I was trying to tell you.
Yeah, I know. Sir, what I show is that the warrants were still active. So if all that happened, they weren't quashed when they should have been, but that's not what I show, sir. So I'm in any event, I'm releasing you on the city court cases. So I'm not holding you on any of the city court stuff. So so just talk with your attorney on that. You got an attorney on both cases, sir, and they can help you navigate this issue a bit more. Okay, good luck to you, sir.
Oh, yeah. So. Go down, go out there. Have a seat. Right out there.
Morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
Good morning. Stephen Angelo.
Mr. Lowe, this is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on charge of alleged you committed theft of means of transportation, burglary in the third degree. You are presumed innocent of these allegations, or anything you say about it could be used against you, and you do have the right to remain silent. I am also going to advise you that you have the right to have an attorney represent you on this matter, and I'm appointing the Pima County, Karina Molnar. Attorney Karina Molnar is going to be your attorney, sir. Her information will be on the paperwork that you get. And in order to prepare for this hearing, I did review the information from pretrial services, the information from the interim complaints, and the state's recommendation, which I hold you without bond, which is based on a law saying that if you are on release for one felony case and are alleged to have picked up a new felony of case while you're pending and on release for the first one, then the law says that you can be held without bond. So, Mr. Kaler, anything further in light of that?
Might put myself situated on that.
Nothing further.
All right, Ms. Otto?
Just a moment with Mr. Lowe.
Yes, of course.
I'm sorry, Judge, go ahead. I missed the no bond hearing date.
Yes. Bond hearing, July 21st. That's next Tuesday, 1:30 in the afternoon. So they're entitled to that hearing. It's basically for the state to attempt to have you remain held without bond. They got to put up evidence to do that, and they may or may not elect to do that, but that's their choice. I'm also setting a preliminary hearing that's going to be on July 27th, 1:30 in the afternoon, ordering that you possess or consume no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons, no contact with the alleged victims. Please give Ms. Molnar a ring and have a chat with her, because you got the no bond hearing on Tuesday. She could talk with you about what all else is going on. If you do get out of custody, though, you got to come back to future court dates, sir, because if you do not do that, a warrant will issue for your arrest. All right. Thank you, sir. You're excused. Good morning. Could you please tell me your name? And you're muted?
I'm sorry, Judge.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, ma'am, could you tell me your name again, please?
Yes, Julie Mears.
All right, Ms. Mayor, this is your initial appearance, and I'm seeing you on an allegation that you committed theft. And to that, you are presumed innocent. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about this matter could be used against you. And you also have the right to be represented by an attorney. I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. In order to prepare for the hearing, we'll review the information in the interim complaints, the information from pretrial and the state's recommendation, which is I release you to pretrial. Ms. Otto, any objection to that?
No, Judge.
All right, I'm going to release you, Ms. Maris, to the supervision of pretrial services. So please comply with any monitoring or treatment that they ask you to comply with. Setting your next hearing, it's going to be a preliminary hearing. That's going to be on August 5th at 1 p.m. because this is a Green Valley case. The important thing on that is just to stay in contact with your attorney at the public defender because they can talk with you more about what all's going on and where you need to be and if you need to be there. Another thing is no firearms or weapons, no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs, no contact with the alleged victim here. And that takes care of it, other than to let you know that you must come back to future court dates, because if you do not come back to future court dates, a warrant will issue and you could get arrested on that warrant. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
All right, thanks. You're excused.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Have a good day.
You too.
Nacho,
Ice themselves from where we are. There will be almost immediately.
Morning, sir.
19 environments down.
Morning, Mr. Are you Mr. Narco, sir?
yes, Edward Nacho.
Very good. Morning to you, sir. This is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on a charge that alleges that you possessed a narcotic drug for sale, that you possessed a dangerous drug for sale, and that you possessed drug paraphernalia. On all three of these allegations, sir, you are presumed innocent. And you do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about these matters could be used against you. You also have the right to be represented by an attorney. I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. And in order to prepare for this hearing or review the information in the interim complaint, the information from pretrial and the state's recommendation, which is I hold you on a $20,000 cash or secured bond. Mr. Kaler, anything further?
Your Honor, given the allegations in the interim complaint and Mr. Nacho's criminal history, I believe the $20,000 bond is appropriate.
Thank you, Ms. Otto.
Judge, I'm asking that you impose no more than $7,500.
Thank you. Just a second. All right, the court is going to impose that $7,500 cash secured bond that was suggested by the defense. I do believe that a bond is appropriate given the nature of the allegations and criminal history and the other information provided by pretrial. So it's a $7,500 cash secured bond, sir. You will be released to pretrial services though if you post that bond. So please comply with any monitoring or treatment that they ask you to comply with. I'm also ordering no firearms or weapons, no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs. Setting your next court date, it's going to be a preliminary hearing, and that's going to be on July 27th at 1:30 in the afternoon. Please stay in contact with your attorney at the public defender's office, sir, because they can talk with you more about all that and what else you need to talk about, all right? Last thing from me, sir, is that if you don't come back to court for future court dates, you're going to get a warrant for your arrest. So please be sure to come on back, all right? Thank you.
Thank you. Nunez.
Hey, good morning. Could you please tell me your name?
Alex, hablamos lo mismo que.
Just a second.
So, stuff for it.
All right, so Mr. Nunez Montes, I'm seeing you on a couple different things. So I'm seeing you on a warrant out of Cochise County related to a drug paraphernalia and narcotic drug possession allegation. And then I'm also seeing you on a misdemeanor that appears to be a new charge. Just a second. I've got a few things here. So I've got the warrant out of Cochise County for both possession charges in nature, so not a sales related allegation. I got a warrant out of Nogales, so out of Santa Cruz County, Nogales Justice Court related to failing to appear on a narcotic drug violation. Got some files out of Tucson City Courts. And that relates to some matters that we'll talk about momentarily. So let's see. The amount on the warrant at a Cochise lists a $750 bond. I'm going to honor that bond. And the $750 cash or secured bond.
You like they didn't debate the.
The first application.
No, what made you that they didn't get the warrant. No.
Actually, hold on just a second. Okay, so I'm sorry, then I'm only seeing you on the Nogales Justice Court matter. I believe the Nogales Justice Court matter is it. It's strange. It says Cochise County, but clearly Nogales is not in Cochise County. But you also have another matter out of Sierra Vista for a different drug-related charge, but on that doesn't appear that you have the warrant. It just exists. So in any event, on the Nogales matter, I am going to release, I'm sorry, it's going to be the $750 cash secured bond that's on that warrant. And just a second. So I'm not going to appoint counsel on that. And let's see, if you do bond out, sir, you get out of custody, you must show back up to Nogales Justice Court. And so they will be alerted to the fact the jail will alert Nogales to the fact that you're at the jail and that, since you're being held, they need to come get you. If you bond out before they come get you, then you got to show up down there. And then we're going to talk about the city court matters as well that you also have a failure to appear on. And on those, just a second. On this, the city court, the only city court matter, you've got a few city court cases. I'm only seeing you on one of them, and it's a new arrest alleging that you possess a prescription only drug. That's alleged to have happened this morning. And on that, I'm going to release you. However, I am going to appoint counsel because I'm going to set what's called a non-transport review. And that's going to be on August 14th, 9 o'clock in the morning, Tucson City Court. So you will be released on that, but regardless of whether you're in or out of custody at that time, you got to come back to that court date. And one other thing I got to tell you is that if you don't come back to future court dates, you will get a warrant for your arrest. That's number one. And number two is that a trial could go forward in your absence on these city court matters. And if that happened and you were convicted at the trial and could not be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction because you were not present to be sentenced, you would lose the ability to appeal your conviction. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. You're excused.
All things to the head to condemn it.
Royce.
Good morning. Please tell me your name.
Madison Royce.
Roy, this is your initial appearance. Just a second. Seeing you on a charge that alleges that you committed trafficking and stolen property. And that's alleged to have happened, just a second. Back in February of 2021. You are presumed innocent of that, ma'am. Anything you say about it could be used against you, and you do have the right to remain silent. And you also have the right to be represented by an attorney, and I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. In order to prepare for the incident, I did review the interim complaint, reviewed the pretrial and state's recommendation, which is that I release you to pretrial. Ms. Otto, any objection to that?
No, Judge.
I'm going to release you, ma'am, to the supervision of pretrial services, so please comply with any monitoring or treatment that they ask you to comply with. Setting your next court date, it's going to be on August 5th at 1:30 in the afternoon. It's going to be for a preliminary hearing. So please stay in contact with your attorney so you can figure out what the story is with that. also ordering that you have no contact with the alleged victims, no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons. And that takes care of it, ma'am. You are excused. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
That was done.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you?
Fine. How are you?
Good, good.
Good. Could you please tell me your name?
Emilio Manuel Salazar Tapia.
Hey, Mr. Salazar Tapia, this is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on charges that allege that you committed aggravated driving under the influence, and that's alleged to have happened yesterday. You are presumed innocent of that. Anything you say about it could be used against you, and you do have the right to remain silent. You also have the right to be represented by an attorney, and I am going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. In order to prepare for this hearing, I reviewed the information from pretrial services, reviewed the information in the interim complaint and the state's recommendation, which is released to pretrial services. Ms. Otto, any objection to that?
No, Judge.
All right, Mr. Salazar Tapia, I am going to release you to the supervision of pretrial services, but I got three really important conditions. First
Yes,
of
sir.
all, do not drive without a valid driver's license. So if you don't have a valid driver's license, please do not be driving. Also,
Yes,
do
sir.
not consume any alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm also ordering no firearms or weapons, just because that's kind of a standard thing I do, for better or worse. And
Yes, sir.
additionally, you got to come back to your future court dates, because if you do not do that, a warrant's going to issue for your arrest. I'm setting your next court date. It's going to be a preliminary hearing on August 5th, 1:30 in the afternoon. Please stay in contact with your attorney at the public defenders, because they can talk with you about what all is going on with this. Okay. Good luck to you, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Where would the court be?
So the court date will be, well, that's a good question. So talk to the attorney about the preliminary hearing, because if it happens, it's very unlikely that it'll happen, because your case will probably just be presented to a grand jury. But if it were to happen, that would be in justice court downtown.
Okay.
If you get indicted, then all of your hearings after that will be in Superior Court, which is also downtown, like 2 blocks away. But just stay in contact with your attorney at the public defender. They can talk with you about these logistical things, okay?
Thank you, boss.
Yeah, you got it.
Have a good day.
You too.
Thomas.
Good morning.
Morning.
Just tell me your name.
Amber Thomas.
Thomas, this is your initial appearance. I am seeing you on just a second. Seeing you on a couple of things. I'm seeing you on an allegation that you committed aggravated assault on a peace officer. That's alleged to have happened yesterday. That's a felony. Also seeing you on three misdemeanor cases, two of which are DV in nature. Disorderly conduct, fighting, and assault. Those two are domestic violence related. And then the third is a resisting arrest. As to all these matters, ma'am, you are presumed innocent, and you do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say could be used against you. And you also have the right to be represented by an attorney. I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. And just a second. So as it relates to the felony, just a second. Review the information in the interim complaint, to review the information from pretrial and the state's recommendation, which is that I hold you on a $500 cash secured bond. Mr. Taylor, anything further?
Your Honor, it appears that Ms. Thomas is on probation for another felony matter. I don't know that there's a hold at this time or not. Given that, I think a $500 bond is appropriate.
Thank you, Ms. Otto.
Judge, I would ask that you release her to pretrial services, since we don't have any indication that she's actually being held.
All right, thank you. So as it relates to the new felony allegation, I'm going to hold you on a $500 cash secured bond, ma'am. And so if you, first of all, before you post that bond, you may want to check with the jail and see if there's a hold. There may not be one yet, but there could be one in the very near future. So it's worth inquiring about, because if you post a bond when you've got a hold, it does you no good effectively. And so I am setting your next court date as a preliminary hearing. That's going to be on July 27th at 1:30 in the afternoon. ordering that you possess no firearms or weapons, no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs, no contact with the alleged victim of the aggravated assault. And then I'm going to turn to the city court matters. When I say city court, it's just the misdemeanor charges that are born out of the same incident. They're being handled in city court. So as to those, the court did review the Form 4C that was submitted by the alleged victim, wherein that alleged victim declined to provide any responses to all of the questions posed. And so as to that misdemeanor stuff, I'm going to release you on the misdemeanor matters and going to set your next court date as a non-transport review. That's going to be on August 14th at 9 o'clock in the morning. Actually, I'm sorry, I have the wrong date on that. August 17th, 9:30 in the morning. August 17th for that non-transport review. And you're gonna get paperwork that lays all this out, so that will help. Also ordering that you, looks like the victim's input could not be discerned about whether or not he's okay with you having contact with him and so forth. Because, and that was due to staffing levels and time constraints, a very busy calendar this morning for initial appearances. Mr. Bishop could not be spoken to because we don't know how he feels about having contact with you in the future. I'm ordering that you have no contact with him for now. He has been advised, he should have been advised of his victim rights when he had contact with police earlier. If he wants to assert them and ask the court later that you should be able to have contact with him, then he can do that and the judge may change it in the future. But for now, you cannot have any contact with him. You cannot go to his residence or place of work. I'm appointing the city public defender's office to represent you. Possess, consume no alcoholic beverages, commit no acts of domestic violence, and that takes care of it, ma'am. Other than to let you know that you got to come back to future court dates, because if you don't do that, a warrant will issue for your arrest, and you could find yourself back in custody. Also, on the city court case, they could take you to trial in your absence there, ma'am. If you were convicted at that trial and could not be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, because you were not present to be sentenced, you could lose the ability to appeal that conviction. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, thank you. You're excused.
Underwood.
Good morning.
Morning,
Please tell me your name.
Tiffany Underwood.
Underwood, this is your initial appearance. And I'm seeing you on charges that allege that you possessed a narcotic drug, possessed a dangerous drug, and that you possessed drug paraphernalia. You are presumed innocent of all these allegations, ma'am. Anything you say about them could be used against you, and you do have the right to remain silent. And you also have the right to be represented by an attorney. I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. In order to prepare for this hearing or review the information and the interim complaints, the information from pretrial and the state's recommendation, which is that I release you to pretrial services and set a steps court hearing. Ms. Otto, any objection to that, and are you willing to waive time?
No objection, Judge, and yes.
All right, very good. So, Ms. Underwood, good news. It looks like you are probably going to be eligible for a program called STEPS, which is a really good opportunity. I'll tell you a little bit about it. You don't have to make a final decision today, but I'll give you the kind of Reader's Digest version. And that is that you are eligible, you appear to be eligible for a program called STEPS. And so what that is it's a way to have this entire case dismissed before you ever got indicted, let alone convicted. Okay, that's a big deal, keeping the felony charges off your record, all that good stuff. The way that you would earn that dismissal is by agreeing to participate in drug treatment and completing the drug treatment requirement. If you take care of the treatment requirement and you do what the program asks of you, then you get the whole case dismissed. So you don't have to have those felonies on your record. I don't need a final answer today, but are you interested in learning more about that opportunity, ma'am?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Very good. We're hearing. It's going to be 1 week from today, and that's going to be on the 23rd of July, next Thursday at 9 o'clock in the morning. It's going to be in Superior Court downtown. So you got to come down to Superior Court next Thursday. There are going to be video boards on the wall. Look for your name on there and it'll tell you what courtroom you need to go to. Please head on down. You can talk with an attorney at that time, learn more about the STEPS program and decide whether or not it's the right thing to do. And also, I'm setting a preliminary hearing that's going to be on August 31st at 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm ordering that you not possess or consume any alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons. And I am appointing the public defender, as I said, so please be sure to give them a call between now and next Thursday. Have a chat with them, and they can tell you more about what all you need to know, okay? And last thing from me, ma'am, and then I'm done, is that you must come back to future court dates, because if you do not do that, a warrant could issue for your arrest, okay? All right, good, yeah, good luck to you.
Hey, it's my birthday. I won't. Thank you. Have a good
You're
day.
welcome. You too. Take care, man.
Auto pocket is very. We have a court condition, it's our TSI. Up to the teams. It's assigned to their things.
You did that.
Okay. How this figures out what goes to what. I only know how I figure out how I go send things out to my individual. Not like 50s. Sometimes we bust it this down to like 12.
Good morning. Good morning. Could you please tell me your name? Could you please?
My
tell me-
name,
Yeah, please.
my name is Stephanie
Okay.
Friday.
All right, thank you, ma'am. So, Ms. Friday, this is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on a couple different things. The first is one felony charge that alleges that you committed unlawful use of means of transportation. That's alleged to have happened back at the beginning of December of 2024. I'm also seeing you on some warrants alleging that you failed to appear on some Tucson City Court matters. And those relate to 2 cases involving drug paraphernalia possession, 2 cases involving shoplifting possession. On all of these things that I've mentioned, ma'am, you are presumed innocent and you do have the right to remain silent. Looks like you also have a new city court case that I'm seeing you on that is alleged to have involved another paraphernalia possession allegation, and that's from yesterday. And so you have the right to remain silent, presumption of innocence on this and so forth. You also have the right to be represented by an attorney. That's going to be the public defender's office on this case, ma'am. And in order to prepare for the hearing, I did review the information in the interim complaint, the information from pretrial and the state's recommendation. But should I hold you on a $2,500 cash or secured bond? Mr. Kaler, anything further?
Nothing additional, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Ms. Otto?
Judge, I am requesting that you release Ms. Via Friday to pretrial services. This is a lower level offense and her priors were both fairly minor involving property.
All right, thank you. The court is going to hold Ms. Via Friday on a $1,000 cash or secured bond. The court does note that she's a 6 out of 6 according to pretrial services failure to appear metric. Setting the next court date is a preliminary hearing. That's going to be on July 27th at 1:30 in the afternoon. For a preliminary hearing, I'm ordering that you not possess any firearms or weapons, no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs as it relates to that. And then we're going to move on to the city court matters. So again, on those, got various warrants alleging failure to appear. And on those, I'm going to hold you on a $250 cash or secured bond. As it relates to the city court cases, that's one bond for the various cases. And I'm going to appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. Their phone number will be on the paperwork that you get. Also ordering that you not return to the incident locations where these thefts are alleged to have occurred. No alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs. Setting your next court date is a video review, and that's going to be on July 24th. at 1:45 in the afternoon. And that's going to be in city court. If you're out of custody by then, ma'am, you must come back to city court for that hearing. And that's also true of the felony matter. You got to come back to any future court dates on these. If you don't do that, a warrant's going to issue for your arrest. And also, as it relates to the city court cases, you could also be taken to trial on the city court cases in your absence if you didn't show up for future court dates. If you were convicted at the trial when you were not present and could not be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction because you were not present to be sentenced, you could lose the ability to appeal your conviction. Do you understand, ma'am? Ma'am, do you understand?
No, I don't.
Okay, do you have a question, ma'am? I might be able to help you, or Miss Otto may. I know that went kind of fast, but is there something that you're not clear on or that I can be of assistance with?
I understand. I
Okay,
understand.
all right. Well, thank you, ma'am. You're excused.
Williams.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
Doing okay. Hope you're doing all
My
right.
name is Arthur Williams.
All right, very good. So, Mr. Williams, sir, this is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on a couple different things. I'm seeing you on charges that allege that you possessed a dangerous drug, you possessed drug paraphernalia, and then a misdemeanor charge alleging that you committed criminal trespass in the first degree. To all these allegations, sir, you are presumed innocent. Anything you say about him could be used against you, and you do have the right to remain silent. And you also have the right to be represented by an attorney, and I am going to appoint to the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. In order to prepare for this hearing, we'll review the interim complaint, review the information from pretrial and the state's recommendation, which is I hold you at a $500 bond and set a steps court hearing. Mr. Taylor, anything further on that?
Nothing.
Thank you, Ms. Otto.
Your Honor.
Yes.
Judge, Mr. Williams is enrolled with La Frontera. He's very interested in steps. He indicates that he has a friend whose location he can absolutely get to and has, just a second.
It's actually a boss of mine that you've worked with.
It's somebody who he does work for, who has let him stay there before, and he's certain that he'll be able to stay there again near Glen and Oracle. So he's asking the court to release him to pretrial services, and he will report to pretrial services with the address as soon as he reaches it. So I'd ask that you consider those things, Judge.
All right, thank you. The court is going to hold Mr. Williams on a $250 cash secured bond with a release to pretrial services if that bond is posted. The court does note that Mr. Williams is a 6 out of 6 on the failure to appear a metric from pretrial services. Sir, your order to not possess any firearms or weapons, no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs. Setting your next court date or your court date is a preliminary hearing. That's going to be on July 27th, 1:30 in the afternoon. Please stay in contact with your attorney at the Public Defender's Office. They can tell you more about all that. I'm also setting, well, you might be eligible for a program called STEP, sir. And so what it is it's a opportunity where if you are eligible, you could complete some drug treatment, and by completing that treatment, have your entire case dismissed. Are you interested in learning more about that, sir? And we're muted.
Yes, sir. I really am very much interested in that program.
Okay, very good. So I'm setting a steps court hearing. It's going to be 1 week from today. That's next Thursday, the 23rd at 9 o'clock in the morning. If you are still in custody, you'll be brought to court for that hearing, sir, and can talk to an attorney, learn more about the opportunity and so forth. If you are out of custody, you got to come back to court, sir, and show up for that court date, because if you don't do that, a warrant could issue for your arrest. So that takes care of the felony. Then we have the misdemeanor that is born out of the same incident. That's that trespass allegation. On that, I'm going to release you. I'm going to release you on the misdemeanor, so that won't act as another hold. And setting your next court date for an arraignment on August 11th, 9 o'clock in the morning, ordering that you not go back to the incident location where the trespassing is alleged to have happened. And that takes care of it, sir. You are excused. Thank you.
City court or justice court?
Justice Court.
Thank you, Judge.
Yep.
Great.
Right? But I don't know how to do it.
That's between justice.
That's what the court is. So, city court is for the city, within the city limits. Justice court is for unincorporated in the county. So,
That's to be.
yeah, lots of DUIs, DPS, sheriff's department. Oh, and also like it's the county general thing. So sheriff's department goes, all of their stuff goes there. For misdemeanors, as well as, a lot of DPS, some Marina, some. Not really both down in respectively.
So where's, I know where Superior Court is, where's Justice Court, where's City? Are they next to each other?
I believe.
We have one more. Mr. Quintero Sandoval's coming up right now. We had to skip him earlier because I think he was using the restroom, and then last but not least. Morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name? Can you hear me, sir?
Alejandro,
I'm
What's your last name?
I think there's another.
All right, Mr. Quintero Sandoval, this is your initial appearance, sir. Seeing you on charges that allege that you possess drug paraphernalia and you possessed a narcotic drug. You are presumed innocent of that allegation, sir, and you do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about this matter could be used against you. You also have the right to be represented by an attorney. I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. In order to prepare for the hearing or review the information in the interim complaint, the information from pretrial, and the state's recommendation, which is that I release you to pretrial services set as steps court hearing. Ms. Otto, any objection to that, and are you willing to wait time?
No objection, Judge, and we are willing.
All right, very good. So a couple things, sir. So it looks like you're going to be eligible for a program called STEPS, which is a good opportunity, sir, if you are eligible for it. And so what it is it gives you a way. It gives you a, and you don't have to choose it. You have the choice, and you get to talk to an attorney first before you do this. And you don't need to make a decision today. So don't feel like you need to make a decision right here in the moment. I'm just going to ask you after I tell you a little bit about it, if you'd like to learn more about it. No commitment, no nothing. So what it is it gives you a way to have this entire case dismissed. The way that you would get the case dismissed is by agreeing to participate in some drug treatment and then completing the drug treatment. If you complete all that, the whole thing gets dismissed, assuming you're eligible for the program. Again, I'm not asking you to tell me, yes, I want to do that today, because we can't make that decision today. You need to talk to an attorney, all that good stuff. But are you interested in learning more about it just generally, sir?
I'm just trying to get home and.
Well, so you are going to be released. So you are getting released, sir. So that is happening today.
Oh, so today?
Yeah. So you're getting released, and that's happening regardless of what you tell me about this STEPS thing. This is kind of a separate issue. So are you interested in learning more about that opportunity, sir?
I'm just bringing up a lot of like thoughts that I have that make me motivated outside in the bigger.
Well, all right. So, yeah, take a minute.
He doesn't want steps, Judge.
Okay. All right. So we are going
I
to.
always thought I was trying to get in jail. I was trying to get high, so I have a great time.
Yeah. All right. So what I'm doing then is I'm not setting a STEPS court hearing, and I'm setting the preliminary hearing at its normal out of custody time, which is on August 5th. at 1:30 in the afternoon. And so, sir, I am ordering that you possess no firearms or weapons, no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs. And public defender's your attorney, sir, so please give him a call either tomorrow or sometime next week, and just have a conversation with him, sir. And then we will go from there. Okay, it's important that you come back to future court dates, because if you do not do that, then a warrant could issue for your arrest. Okay, sir? You're excused. Thank you.
I'll be out today, public lawyer tomorrow. Stop doing drugs. Bye.
I'll stop once. That would be like other times.
All righty, thank you all. Have a good rest of your day, and thanks for hanging in there on the long calendar.